One of my absolute favorite things to see in board games is when somebody takes an old game concept or mechanic and completely reinvents it. Risk becomes Risk Legacy, Yahtzee becomes King of Tokyo, and even something like Jenga can become something completely different and unique like Menard. These classic time-tested concepts for games are given a completely new set of paint and rethought in a way that brings the best elements to the forefront while completely reimagining the scope and scale of what they could be. Maybe no other game has done this more successfully than Blue Orange Games' Kingdomino. I'm going to take 5 minutes to discuss why I love this game so much, why I think it's so great, and why it deserves a spot on your shelf. So let's get started. This game has a list of awards longer than most menus, including the 2017 Spiel de Jahres, which is right over there, which is the most prestigious award in all of board games, the game of the year, as it were, which is amazing when you consider that Kingdomino is exactly what it sounds like, an amped-up game of dominoes with a fantasy spin. You'll play one of these delightfully double-ended dominoes every turn, and the winner will be the person who gets the most points by building the nicest, most well-organized kingdom. Dominoes, Kingdom, Dominoes, Kingdomino. Okay, let's see what you did there. Your kingdom can only be 5 by 5, which means every tile placement matters. Decisions you make early in the game will have ramifications all the way through to the end, which is a common theme with tile placement games and something that I really enjoy. Of course, much like dominoes, you have to place your existing piece next to a piece that has a similar color composition, is made of a similar kind of land. This is what it looks like when you're starting the game, just one tile. But the good thing about your home castle is that all 4 sides of this tile are wild, which means you can put any sort of tile next to it that you want. This is what that same kingdom might look like on turn 5, and things are already starting to get a lot trickier here. If I get stuck with a bad tile, like this one, then there's really only one place I can play it, and that's right next to my castle. That takes away my last wild spot. If for whatever reason I can't play a tile, either because I don't have another tile to link it to, or because I'm running out of space on my 5 by 5 grid, then I have to discard the tile, which makes me fall behind my opponents. It means I'm going to be scoring less points overall. Generally, you do not want this to happen. There are basically 2 ways to score points in Kingdomino. The first is to build large, uninterrupted sections of the same kind of land, whether it's grasslands, forest, rivers, plains, or even mountains. The second way to score points is with these tiny little crowns here. At the end of the game, you're going to multiply the number of crowns by the size of the area they're located in to score a certain number of points, which means the winner is probably going to be the person who builds the biggest land territories and fills them with the most crowns. Here's that same kingdom at the end of the game, and things look pretty good, but not fantastic overall. We've got this big forest space that has no crowns, so unfortunately that doesn't score us any points. And while we have this big yellow area over here, it only has 1 crown, which means it's going to score us only 4 points, 1 for each of these squares. This little forest area at the bottom is going to give us 3 points. Our big saving grace here is this huge water area, which actually has 2 crowns in it. That means we're going to get 2 times the number of blue tiles in here, which is 8, so it's 2 times 8, which is... it's going to be about 16 points. But placing tiles is only half the story. You're also going to have to choose which tile you're going to play every round by selecting it from a common pool shared by the other players. This is where a lot of the competitive strategy comes into play. Each of these dominoes has a numerical value on the back, and every round you're going to set up 4 of them in order from lowest to highest. The higher value dominoes are generally better. They're more likely to have the point scoring crowns and the very valuable mixed terrains that you need. But the order of these dominoes is extremely important because it also determines the order that you're going to pick your domino next turn as well. If you pick a higher value domino, you're actually going to select your domino later in the round next turn, which also means you're going to be picking and placing your domino after everybody else as well. In this example, green, who chose the least valuable tile, gets their first pick of tiles in the next round. So they're going to go for this valuable guy here. They're going to take their tile, they're going to add it to their board. Yellow, who chose the second most valuable tile, is going to choose early so that they get a good choice next round as well. And blue and pink are left to pick up the scraps, although pink did get this pretty fantastic double crown tile. This balances the game and gives it a nice sense of back and forth. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Kingdomino is a fantastic little game, absolutely deserving of all the hype it gets. It only takes 5 minutes to learn, it takes 15 minutes to play. The tiles and the pieces are absolutely beautiful. Yeah, look at that. A lot of these tiles have unique artwork as well, which is completely above and beyond. and you get the complete brain-burning experience you would with a full-size tile-laying game. This is a big recommend from me. Kingdomino is absolutely royalty in my books. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope you have a fantastic day. See you next time.
Because games matter.